How you doing, Brian King, UK Flooring TV. Today we're over in Stafford at Oozing Huts training campus. Last time we visited Oozing, it was in Rugby, where the headquarters are, the main place. But they've all outgrown that a bit, so they're using Rugby as the more offices. So they've opened this training centre over in Stafford. Training's massive at the minute, so they're busy every day with training. Today we're with Danny Thornley, LVT Fitter of the Year, semi-finalist. How you doing, Danny?
Hey, not too bad, mate. Yeah.
We've replaced Dan Jones is not here. Dan's at the NEC in Birmingham at a trade show representing the NICF. So we've replaced Dan with a younger and better looking Dan. So we've got Dan here. We're just having a play about with some of the tools, mainly the cutters, say for LVT. I know one cutter what's caught my eye, and I've seen a couple of videos, and it looks really impressive to me, is the lino cut. You see a lot doing, say, plank on a 45 worthy. Like, if you're doing a plank, Danny, on a 45, do you do your border first or the field first?
Do your border first. Yeah, let's get all that sunk in, and then fit the field after.
So with this, what they do I've seen videos where they'll put the border in, do the field, overlap the field, and literally run down a wall in seconds. Yeah. And it's a perfect cut.
Yeah. It's the exact same principle as how you'd normally do it, but obviously a lot quicker and a lot more accurate as well.
Have you used one of these before?
I've used one a couple of times. I don't own one, but it is something, obviously, after having a bit of a play about with it today, it's something I'm going to add to my toolbox, I think.
Since people have been using it with LVT, they've made a few adjustments, like, for instance, the base plate, that had like a blunt edge, because it was mainly for cutting commercial vinyl and
so
lino.
It was like blocky on the bottom, so if you were pushing it along, it'd stop on the next plank. So they've adapted that in a newer version. If you do have the old one, you can buy a new plate for it with this chamfer on it. So
it just glides over the top?
Just goes in, nice and continuous.
The only thing I'd say, a bit of a downside to it, is the blades. They're a special blade, aren't they? You can't use any blade.
Yeah, it's got to be a Wolff specific blade for this tool, so it sits into this. I think it's to add stability to the blade. It's fixed in with a screw and locked in with these two holes as well, which fit over like two bolts. So it's nice and sturdy. Anything from Wolff is sturdy though, isn't it? So.
And also as well, Steve Davis has demoed this morning with the blade adjustments. So you can adjust the blade if you're doing sheets, commercial vinyl. You can leave a gap with the vinyl, or you can cut it literally exact like what we're going to do.
And it's dead easy to do. It's just done with a flathead screwdriver, so dead easily adjustable. It's set up to cut just above the plate at the minute, because Steve's done it. So that's the way you do it if you're cutting into your border. So
I think what a lot of people have struggled with this is they're trying to literally cut through the LVT, but you've got to score it.
Yeah, it's just the same as if you're scribing to a wall or anything like that with your knife. You're never going to go through and cut through a plank in one go, are you? You score and snap, normally deburr. So it's the exact same with this, mate. Just score the old bugger, snap them off, deburr them, put them in.
Price wise, I don't think they're the cheapest, but if it's got, like I said, the videos I've seen, it literally saves you loads of time.
Yeah, it can speed you up, you know, exponentially really. And what Steve was saying as well, if you are a PS user, the plate that hooks onto the actual your border piece, it's set a little bit higher so it won't drag your glue along as well. So if you do want to put your planks in, then strip them off and put them back in, this isn't going to get clogged up with a load of glue, so you're not going to be having to clean it all the time.
Yeah, because if you're gluing out first and then you run that, it's going to collect glue residue.
You can imagine a big pool of glue at the other end, but no, it sits just above where the plank is, so we shouldn't be getting anything on it really.
And the key with this is, instead of concentrating more on the blade, it's pushing it against the plank so it doesn't run off.
So you don't push it straight, you sort of push into what you're guiding across. So that's going to give you stability to go across and give you that continuous cut. I'm going to imagine it's the same as using a wall trim.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, for carpets and that, if you use one of them. But yeah, dead easy to use. Obviously, like anything, give it a couple of goes, it'll give you the confidence to use it on site, won't it?
Yeah, and it's got the rocking effect as well. So as you get to the end.
Yeah. So if you go along, it's like if you get to the edge of your border, you can pull it in, but again, pull it into this side of your border, and you can cut the other way. Save you having to come out and reset it all. So they have thought of everything.
Also as well, they've got a deburrer, which is called a fast trimmer. They haven't got one of the new ones. This is one of the earlier versions.
Yeah.
But so you'll go down, score the plank, snap the plank, and then deburr it, and then put it into the board.
And it's a bit cumbersome to use, but with the new design they've eliminated all this, because apparently there's a bit of a build up here if the new design takes all that into consideration. So they've just given us one of the old ones just so you can have an idea.
Yeah. So should we give it a go, Danny?
Yeah.
See, so we've put a border in one colour. We've just shoved a few planks down on a 45. Ignore the staggers. It's just for demo purposes before somebody pants out.
It's not my normal work, that mate.
Right. So what would you do? You rock the back and cut it from the back first.
Yeah. So it's the way I do it. Make sure so your blade's set so it's not too deep, so you're only going to be scoring it. Don't, like I said before, don't aim to cut through the whole bugger at once. I'm just looking so it's my blade's on the edge of the plank, so I'll definitely start it from there. Then not a lot of pressure. Push it up. And then if you get to that end, let's try and do this and not mess it up. On site really, I'll probably move round and do it from that way for the little bit more accuracy.
So now check.
So is it fast trim this?
A fast trimmer.
Yeah. So it's got like a little ledge on it. Obviously set it up to where the blade is, because you apparently can put the bevel back on it as well if you have it the other way around. But that'll be set up just to go in there, set it up in your little groove. And it gets your burr off. But as it stands, should just pop that in. Obviously on side you won't be putting your bevel back on as well.
That's perfect.
Yeah, not too bad that, mate.
That's absolutely spot on. Yeah. And I can see on big areas like long walls, it'll save you
loads of time. You imagine you're normally doing one, possibly two at a time. With that you've just done three in what, about 35 seconds.
How would you normally cut your plank into your border?
I'd set it up, normally try and fit everything, and have another plank. I probably wouldn't do three at once. So I probably only do two maximum. Set it up across, get my knife and go across. But again, obviously on site, I'll be making myself sort of in line with the cut that I'm doing.
You see a lot of fitters nowadays using electric cutters like saws and things like that to cut the borders in. Where it's a great idea, brilliant, but this is a lot more cleaner, and you don't have to set anything up.
Oh no,
only your blade depth.
Yeah, that's it. And it's if your border's done first as well. That's it. You just got that tool, but we're going to show the rail cut as well, aren't we?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is you have to, if you want to do your field first. Obviously, you can have your electric cutters like you said, but if you don't want any mess or any fuss, hoovers going, all that stuff, it's dead quiet.
So what do you think about that? I've seen videos, I've been really impressed with what I've seen, and I've been interested in having a go at one and seeing if they're as good as they look, to buy one myself to save time.
Well, I know you, mate, you're going to buy one. But yeah, I'd definitely going to add it to my toolbox, mate.
So a thumbs up from you, Danny?
Definitely.
Right, moving on to the rail cutter. The rail cutter was, I think it was made mainly for commercial vinyl. It was like a seam cutter for commercial vinyl, lino, things like that.
I think that's where they predominantly start out from, isn't it? It's similar with the lino cut as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know what I mean, they've both been out quite a long time, and they was made for commercial vinyl, but since LVT's got really big, they've adjusted to cater for LVT fitting. Right, so how would you use this on LVT? So, like the lino cut, you did your border first.
Yeah.
Use the lino cut to cut the planks into the border.
Yeah.
So now you're going to do the opposite.
This is the opposite.
Do your field first.
So if you want to do your field first, a very similar tip to what Steve Ramsden said on his exact sort of thing. You've got the rail cut. Once you marked your line, you can put a couple of planks back here to stabilise it. That's 79mm, just call it 8 centimetres. So then once you start your cut, you know you can move it up and it's going to fall exactly the same place again. So you can go right down the wall.
You could actually buy another rail and put the two together, can't you?
Yeah, it's similar to the Festool locking system for a track saw. So Wolff don't recommend that you do more than 2.
So maximum of 2 rails?
Maximum of 2.
But like you're doing here, you're working with LVT, so you've got LVT.
Yeah.
So you might use a bit of double-sided tape.
Yeah, it's all it's stuck down with. You know, just to secure it a little bit, and then you know, once you move it down, your blade's going to fall back in the exact same place where you started. In fact, I'll do it, I'll start it, and then I'll move it down to cut the rest of them in.
And like a lot of people know, a lot of people are using plunge saws, X-Acto saws, and things like that. So this is just a cleaner and maybe quicker way.
Cleaner, quieter. It could be. It's different folks, different strokes, isn't it?
Well, it's yeah, everybody's different. It's like a lot of using plunge saws, but I've tried a plunge saw and I've attached it to a vacuum, but it still spits the plastic on the wall.
You're always going to get them because they're bloody minute, aren't they? But yeah, after giving this a couple of goes, I think this is the way I'd be inclined to go. Because it's just quick, it's easy, using stuff that you use day in, day out, using blades. This actually takes the same blades as your Wolff knife as well.
So you don't have to buy a special blade for this cutter?
No.
The blade for that you use in your knife, and the general blade.
General use, and you know Wolff blades are mint anyway, so you'll be laughing with them.
Also as well, I didn't know you could use it on fibre bonded carpet and needle punch.
Yeah, I didn't know that till today. So it's the blade adjustment, you can drop this blade further down or closer up. If you just drop it down a little bit more, because we've done it just to score the top, same as the lino cut, same as you would do if you're just using a normal knife. But if you drop it down more, you can double cut. Carpet, contract card, straight in.
Yeah, because that's how I do fibre bonded.
Yeah.
Just cut through them both. But when you're doing it freehand, it's when you move back, you might slightly change the angle on your knife, and that's when you start getting gaps here and there, but that's a consistent straight cut.
Oh, of course it is. And there was someone to give a tip to the other day when he was doing infills for stair rods plates when he put the LVT in. I told the lad just to backfill the width of your plate, but if you've got one of these, it's probably going to be more accurate using one of them. Because if you wave off with your knife a little bit, you can still get a little hairline on one of those door plates when you're sinking the LVT in. Whereas if you're using one of them to cut an infill for one of those stair box plates, you're laughing, it's going to be perfect. Because
literally a couple of mil leaning to one side, you're going to get a bit of a gap or even a shadow. So
imagine a white plank. Always think about a white plank.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so that'd be mega because it's, how big's that? About 1.6.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, 1.4 something. But yeah, so doing stuff like that would be ideal.
And it's a sturdy base plate. I can't see you leaning on that and bending it.
Oh no, well it's solid through and through, isn't it? Even the bit where it's raised up, where you can put something against it, that's pretty thick. That.
And has it got a grip on the back?
Yeah. No, it's got a rubber grip as well. You probably could get away without using that if you're only doing a little bit, but I'd always just be a bit of a careful Christian and backfill it. Yeah. That way you know it's going to be back and going.
And like the lino cut, it's got a front and a back blade, so if you come to the end you can work backwards.
Yeah, so you'd have to drop it to go the other way because it doesn't rock like the other one. It literally sits on the plate, and that's where your blade depth's going to be, in the top of the plate, in the top of the LVT, sorry. So you don't want to be putting it down on, you know, your screeded floor or something like that, because you blunt the blade. But when you're working the other way, just pull that blade down.
How firmly is it on the track? Can it come off easy, or is it fixed quite firm?
It fits solid onto that once you've got it in, like a little scale electric. But once you've got this in, you're going to be pushing against that. So push into this, what's there, I'll probably put that, maybe another point of contact as well when you're doing it. And you don't have to put loads of pressure on it, just let the blade do the work.
Say it again.
Yeah, just let the tool do what it's going to do. Yeah.
Right then, shall we give it a try and see what we think?
That one.
That looked clean and easy enough.
It was effortless, mate, I'll be honest. Tape under there. Now, obviously, you deburr that, but the way I set it up, should just fly in. It's that plywood.
Perfect.
You can't really complain with that, right?
I'd say that cut's just as good as with the lino cut.
Yeah, yeah, and it's easy, mate. It's easy.
No, I'd say over the power tools, I'd probably swear.
Yeah. You want to be able to wear your radio when you're on site as well, and that's not going to stop it, is it? Yeah. So you'd be fine. No ear defenders or anything like that.
You don't need to start hooking it up to vacuums and dust extraction and things like that.
And you know, if you drive it as well, and you've got all that stuff lying about, it's going to get under some of your planks when you take them up. You might have missed a bit, and you know, it feels like a rock underneath a bloody LVT, doesn't it, when it's just a tiny little thing. So, cleaner, probably quicker as well. I'd probably say more accurate.
So, what, honestly,
definitely add it to my toolbox, that one. Yeah, because that's just easy, mate.
Also with the lino cut, you can get it as a kit. I think you get the lino cut, you get the duo pressure roller.
Yeah, oh, that's that bugger.
You get the new deburrer and the mitre.
Mag shears, yeah. And if anyone likes using one of these are absolutely mint.
You had one.
I had one. I bought it literally for the semi-finals and lost it 2 weeks later. Not had the heart to buy a new one yet, but it's
quite heavy, isn't it? It's quite.
All the weight's there, and I'm telling you, you can exert more pressure with this with your body weight than you can with a 64 kilogram roller.
Right.
Yeah.
I see a lot of fitters using those.
Yeah, they're easier. You know, if you're already on the floor, you know, using those big rollers are lovely. You know, it takes a little bit of strain off you, but if you're leaning over it and putting pressure on it, you exert more pressure. Saints. But no, that's absolutely mega, that, mate. Highly recommend that one.
So Wolff tools, you can't fault them.
You can't go wrong with them, and it's if you're going to use them for the stair rods as well, you know they're going to be spot on. I mean, if you just want to do a standard straight fill, it'll take you 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mega.
Well, Danny, thanks a lot for coming down.
Oh, my pleasure, mate.
Saves me getting on my knees. Saves seeing Dan's bald spot for once.
You've just got my receding one, mate.
So yeah, cheers, Danny. Thanks a lot.
My pleasure. See you, mate.
Another thing what's just caught my attention, just in the corner over here, I've asked, what's this? Is the ergo cutter. This is a brand new one. It's still got the sleeve on. It's never been used, but literally this is for uplifting, say, old carpet vinyl, things like that.
I nearly spilled my beans when I seen it, mate.
We've just been, Steve Davis has just showed us how it works, and that is impressive. The amount, the hundreds and thousands of meters of all flooring I've uplifted on my hands and knees with a hook knife, cutting strips, pulling it up. You don't even have to bend down with this.
No, you just literally stand up and push up where it's on a hook blade.
So really it's like, say, similar to a rail cut without the rail with a hook blade on.
Yeah.
And literally you just push it, cuts it, and then pull it up. So just give us a quick demo on that, Danny.
Oh, it's all the test cut.
Simple little things.
Absolute doddle.
Anyway, cheers, Danny.
Right.